7 traders, I hope you all are fine. Children, today we are going to start the grammar topic, that is models. Before starting the chapter, I would like to ask a simple question. What are models? I'm 100% sure that most of you would have an answer in your mind that models are can, could, might, shall, should. Children, I ask you, what are models, not the example of models. So first of all, I would like to explain actually what are models. Children, I request you to open your BBC at page 283. Now, model is a verb that is used with another verb. That another verb is the main verb to express the mood or attitude of the speaker. That express the mood or attitude of the speaker. And these models are also called auxiliary verbs. Okay? Look at this example. I can answer all these questions easily. Now here, can is a modal verb and answer is the main verb. In this sentence, can expresses the idea of the speaker's ability, which is not being expressed by the main verb, that is answer here. Understood? Can expresses the speaker ability, which that ability is not expressed by the main verb, that is answer. So here can is a modal. Got it? The most commonly used modals are can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, ought to, dare, need. Children, there are certain features of the modals and we have to follow certain rules while using modal auxiliaries. Now, modals are the type of verbs. They cannot be used as the main verb in a sentence. Modals do not change forms according to number and person of the subject. For example, it is I can sing, you can sing, he can sing. Can modal, it remains same. It is not affected by the person or the number of the subject. They help us to express ability, possibility, permission and obligation. Obligation means duty. They can be used only in the helping form. That means they are not the main verb. And they do not have ing or ed form. We can't say can-ing. It is always can, not can-ed. Got it? Now let us study these models in detail. The first is will. In negative form, it is used as will not or want. Children, will is used to express simple future. We know as in simple future tense we use will when the subject is second or third person. What is second or third person? You, he, she, it, they. That means it is used in simple future tense when our subject is second or third person. For example, you will die of hunger. You is the second person. You, that second person, will die of hunger. The chief minister, that is the third person, will lay the foundation stone tomorrow. Secondly, will is used to express willingness, intention, determination, promise when the subject is first person. When the subject is first person, that is I or we, and it is used to express willingness, intention, determination. Then also we use will. Like, I will write to you again. That is a promise. I am making a promise. I'll write to you again. I'll help you. That is, I am willing to help you. It is my willingness. He will fight to the finish. That means it is a strong determination that he will fight. Third, it is used to express a characteristic habit, assumption, invitation or request and insistence. Let us study with example. A dog will usually obey his master. That means it is the habit of a dog that he will always obey his master. He is faithful to his master. That is, we are using will model. He will be there by now. It is my assumption. I am just assuming. I am not sure. It is my assumption that he will be there by now. अब तक वहाँ वो होगा. Will you come with me? That means I'm making a request. आओगे मेरे साथ? She will not listen to the doctor's advice. That means she is insisting that she is not going to listen to the advice of doctor. She will not listen. नहीं सुनेगी doctor की advice. Now children, remember one thing in mind. Will is never used with the first person in the interrogative. For example, it's wrong to say, will I do this work? It's wrong. Will is never used with the first person in the interrogative questions. Okay? Now the second is shall. Its negative form will be shall not or shan't. Now children, shall is used, that you also know that it is used in simple future tense when the subject is first person, that is I or we. We shall learn this lesson tomorrow. It is simple future tense used with the subject we, first person. I shall help you. I, first person, again used in simple present tense. Second, it is used to ask for advice, suggestion, request, etc. when the subject is first person in the interrogative. Children, just now I have explained you that we don't use will with the first person in interrogative, but we can use shall. For example, shall I bring a cup of tea for you? It's a request. Shall I open the window? Advice. Shall we meet tomorrow? A suggestion. I'm making a suggestion. Shall we meet tomorrow? क्या हम कल मिलें? Third, it is used to express command, threat, warning, promise, assurance, determination when the subject is second or third person. You shall do it. He shall be punished if he repeats this mistake. So for a threat, warning, determination, promise or command, we use shall, but the subject should be in second or third person. Next is would. Its negative form will be would not or wouldn't. Now would is used to express past habit. Like he would rise early in the morning and go for a walk. Children, here used to model form is also correct. That is also used to denote a past habit. So used to or would both are right here. To express a polite request. Whenever you are making a polite request, you use the model verb would. Would you open the door please? Now please word indicates that you are making a very polite request. So we use would. To express a wish, preference. I wish you would come with us. Now you are showing your wish. You are expressing your wish. That means you would use would. Would that he were here. Would that, again you are wishing. I would rather drink coffee than tea. Now you are preferring coffee over tea. So you use would. Next is to express an imaginary condition. An imaginary condition that is not in real. It is not real. I would buy a car if I win a lottery. Next is should. Now should is used to express duty, obligation, advisability. That means you are advising someone. Desirability. For example, we should obey our parents. It's a duty to obey our parents. You should not be late. It's an obligation that you should not be late. It's your duty not to be late. You should work more often. That is, it's an advice. I'm giving you advice. Now children, remember one thing. Should is a mild suggestion or a advice. It is a milder form of must or ought to. Must means compulsion, a necessity, whereas should is just an advice. To express logical inference, supposition, assumption, possibility. They should be at home now. It's a possibility that they should be at home. To express purpose after lest. That is expression of fear. Now read the example. Work hard lest you should fail. That means you should work hard, otherwise you will fail. Hard work करो वरना fail हो जाओगे. Lest is the conjunction followed by should. Next is may. Negative form is may not or mayn't. Children, may is used to express possibility. That means it may rain today. To express permission. Usually you ask your teacher, may I come in madam, may I come in sir, to express permission, and that too a formal permission. To express wish, faith or hope, like we say, may God bless you. To express a purpose, he is working hard so that he may win a scholarship. Now to fulfill a purpose, to express some purpose, may is also used. He is working hard so that he may win a scholarship. Next is might. Might is used to express less possibility. Like it might rain tonight. There are very less chances to rain tonight. To express permission. Might I start the discussion? To express guess. That might be the postman. Now children, you must be confused that may and might are both used to express possibility and permission, and what is the difference between these two? Now let us see. May is used to express a possibility. There are weak chances, you can say. But might is used to express a more weak possibility. In case of permission, may is used to express a politer form of permission, a more polite, you can say a formal one. Might is used to express a casual permission. Understood the difference? Children, I hope the video is clear to you. In case of any doubt, go through the video again and solve the assignment also.
Thank you, children.